holding it down and I go to the...
We are about 40 miles or so south of Candlestick Point at a place that first opened back in 2014. As you get a look at Levi's Stadium here in Santa Clara, California. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New Orleans Saints and the San Francisco 49ers. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Jordan Love ready on first down here. He'll find his tight end. It's Adam Troutman. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Now Kamara. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Ball carrier.
Now these two teams, the Saints and Niners, they played maybe the game of the year in the NFL in 2019. Had 94 points between them. Lead changes left and right. Breeze had 5 touchdowns, 4 for Garoppolo. And you might remember the catch and stiff-arming run by George Kittle where he just refused to go down. And then he rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
He's brought down.
He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now a handoff looking right. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around... He's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. They couldn't contain Deshaun Hand that time as he gets home for the sack.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
On 3rd down, Jackson escaping the pressure right. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Will Fuller hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Niners have taken the early lead. And the 49ers grab a 7-0 lead.
Niners 7, Saints nothing.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
He was brought down at the 26.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Working out of the gun. Love. Got a man. That's Richie James. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
A gain of
15 yards on the play. 1st down.
1st down.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. It's a really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
Love now. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And the return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
A pass there over the middle to start things out. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Gain of 9. Brings up.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone.
Go. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
3rd and
I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Jackson from the shotgun. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
49er.
The pickup there, 5 yards. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
It's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He'll buy some time right. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Will Fuller with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the 49ers add on to their lead. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with it. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Check, check, Lucky. Check, crunch.
On second down, Love once more. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he throws.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
That's the end of the first quarter with the score Niners 14, Saints nothing.
Hands it off out of the gun. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4.
Ball carried by number 20.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
4th down after the New Orleans defense holds serve.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Throwing, Love. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Harris. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain there of 21 yards.
First down, New Orleans.
First down, going to the air with Love. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. And the drive starts with a completion left side. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 19 yards there on the catch and run. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, only thing larger than his name is wingspan as he knocks that one away. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing again. Jackson. And this is going to be intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Eluding the pressure right. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. To throw again, Love. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there, 1st down. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Love now to pass on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. I hate to sound really negative, but at this point, an incomplete pass, almost a moral victory that it's not picked off.
Well, you may hate to sound negative, but that was negative.
It was very negative, I know. But all these first-half interceptions, it's been tough to watch.
Yeah, couldn't find a silver lining in this one. Much more like lead.
Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. He got out of the pocket there, was wondering what he was going to do with it, but I think he was calling, his receiver was calling for the ball, wasn't he?
He certainly was. The problem, he called for it too late, and when he delivered, they were all over him in the secondary and came up with the interception.
Good starting field position for him as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
The throw over the middle taken in. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. 25 yards that time.
How about a guy proving his worth in different ways? Had the big play in the run game the play before. This time, they go right back to him in the passing game, and he comes through with yet another big play. That's why you work out so hard in the offseason, so you can stay on the field and accumulate big plays.
Now Jackson on 1st down. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. It's 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. It is caught inside the 5. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both large. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. From 4 yards out, and the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Just a great individual effort there to take that pop pass and scamper off into the end zone.
And that's why offenses love that play, partner, because that gives them a chance to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers with a full head of steam behind them. It's often like a track relay. Legs 2, 3, and 4. That first guy steaming ahead, and he just hands it to you, and you get a chance to take off and go before you even get the baton.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off here, the 32. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when you intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week, you got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
Most of the damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The quick slant caught. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
In their mind, certainly a field goal try would be a letdown. They had the great starting field position. Now fake. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown from 6 yards away. And this offense continues to pour it on.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you got this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. Now Love. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. K1 short, able to record his 5th sack of the season. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get, because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one, as we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. And this carries into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll be taken down here at about the 23-yard line. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. 8 yards, first down as they're able to convert. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down.
And this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
2 first downs have him up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Tracy Walker in on the tackle. Tried to get the edge there. The defense just too quick to the ball.
That's what we call total team defense there. Can't get to the edge, no place to move it inside, and then allows everyone else to run to the ball and create a big-time tackle for no gain for the offense.
On 2nd down, Jackson. Fuller brings it in over the middle. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 44-yard line. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a first. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4.
The running back.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. From the gun, it's Jackson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Fuller. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 17-yard line. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. And now here's a carry heading left. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
For the running back.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now, because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
Loss brings up 3rd and 7.
Jackson now to throw on third down. That's complete right around the 8. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. George Kittle, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And this offense is running away with this one. Now Gold for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Makes the score Niners 37, Saints nothing. Robbie Gould to kick off for San Francisco.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And we see James. He will now return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6. Again, it's Kamara. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
From the 25-yard line.
On third down, Love. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the second one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out to be true.
And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4.
He's taken down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He'll wind up getting 11 on that one, and it's going to yield a new set of downs.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for 2nd down.
At the 10-yard line.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. And And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a third down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points. But this widens it out, as you said. And now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And he returns this to the 22.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Looking to go back to Thomas again, and now it's 2nd down.
22-yard line.
Here's Kamara off the draw, and they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down in the backfield. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. The defense will spread the field, a dime package here on 3rd and 12. Love from the gun. Steps away to his left. And that will be incomplete.
Too many zeros on the stat sheet thus far. No touchdown passes, no points for his team, but he remains undaunted. Still attempting to get his team on the scoreboard, firing the ball downfield.
He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So out of bounds on the punt, and the spot will be, the side judge says, right at the 35-yard line here. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup and let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here comes the 49ers punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. Call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. Flushed out right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll throw again. Here's Love on 2nd and 10.
and so many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Play fake. Here's Love. Escaping the pressure right. Now a desperation throw deep. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Saints able to get this back to within at least some measure of respectability.
His kick
And he's got it up and through.
makes the score Niners 40. Saints.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And they've got it. They recovered it. But hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down. So they touched it before it went 10, and that's obviously not going to help their comeback bid here in the 4th.
No, not at all, and they're trying to get something going after one there, but you've got to give yourself a chance. Let it go 10 before you touch it.
And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. Has a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
At the 43-yard
4
line.
yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. He's going to let it fly. And this is taken in at the 5.
Love's pass.
A big-time play there for New Orleans. 53 yards.
New Orleans.
From the gun, Love to the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. To the air again, Love. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And the 49er hands team does its job. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all, and if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
The ball carried by
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock.
It's now 2nd and 6.
From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down at 6. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. Eluding the pressure right. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball down.
And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill, but remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes, and that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
And the kick here no good, but a penalty flag is down. Looks like he got run into. Now, these have been no picnic for him so far. He's missed 2, but this one is good.
47. Saints 14.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards.
At their own 21-yard line.
First down, Love to pass. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 25.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they've got the big lead here in the 4th. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Niners 47, Saints